Alright everyone, this is Ash, welcome back to the King's Speech. So we're getting around to some Shonen Jump stuff this weekend. We'll get back to read-throughs probably next weekend just because it is swelteringly hot here. And I don't want to have a fan running in this office while I'm recording because the noise might be a little bit too distracting. So hopefully get back to read-throughs next weekend once hopefully the weather has cooled down a little bit. In the meantime, we've still got a lot of good stuff coming your way this weekend. We've got Akane, Spy Family, and Kaiju chapters to get around to. So if you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Without further ado, let us dive into it with Akane-Banashi, Story 157, Just Talk, with story by Yuki Tsunaga, art by Takuma Samoe, with Rakugo's supervision by Kikuhiko Hayashiya. With translation by Stephen Paul and lettering by Sneeron. We pick up where we left off last time with Akane going back to meet Isho, who gives her the ultimatum of no laughing. Show that you can win without making the audience laugh. And you can see Akane just completely taken aback by this. And she kind of like opens her mouth and just tries to say something, but you see that her eyes kind of just look defeated. And she says, "But don't make them laugh. That doesn't make any..." And he turns around and walks away and goes, "Forget it then. I've lost interest. I have no time for frivolous games between insignificant young pups." And then he thinks back, and he says, "When you said I would admit I was wrong," and he thinks back to Akane telling him that. It's like, I suppose that was just talk. And you see her just angrily kind of like gritting her fan as she just throws it with a "screw you!" And she's like, "He saw right through me. When I hesitated, he saw right through me and mocked me for it. When you said I would admit I was wrong, I suppose that was just talk. I'm sick to my stomach, at him and at myself. And now, beat both of them without being funny, when both the sight and being a craftsman are mysteries I have yet to unravel." And he said later with a, "Huh? What's this, Nissan?" And he's like, "It's Akane, Nissan. Do you remember me? Everyone's idol, the middle-aged rising star, Kaichi Arakawa." As you see, Funny Bro, who's like the only one that Isho actually took on as his apprentice. And she just smiles like, "Oh, I've missed you so much." It's like, "Of course I remember you. It's been so long. What's up?" He's like, "Oh, I was just doing a gig in the area and..." "Oh, Nissan, I hate to bring this up out of the blue, but..." He's in the next page. He's just like holding a gun side and he's like, "Your life is mine." You have a blurk as he sets off a bunch of shots. And they're like, "Eek!" As he's dressed, I assume, like Yakuza. Doing some kind of like commercial or something. And you see, and cut! It's like, "We're good. Next up, scene 23. He's like, "Thanks a lot, Nissan, for coming along to be an extra." He's like, "Oh, no worries. It was fun." It's like, "I can't believe you're an actor too, though." He's like, "Right? It's crazy, huh?" It's like, "At first I did some TV spots because they thought my background was interesting." It's like, "Ex-salaryman, #1 salesman turned Rakugoka." It's like, "I'm officially slated to advance to Futatsume." It's like, "Then they started sending me on location to do travel pieces." And you see him like just in a hot spring being like, "I'm practically melting in the water." So then I got good marks of the scripted drama bits I tried out, and now you see him acting alongside Iken in Yin Yang Detective Season 3. He's like, "Oh, but I'm still a Rakugoka in the main, of course. And I've gotten better since the last time you saw me." And she's like, "But I've still got such a long way to go. I need to be successful enough for news to carry to France." She's like, "Oh, please. I was just so desperate to keep up with everything around me that I couldn't possibly have kept tabs on what was going on in Japan." And he kind of looks at her like understandingly and goes, "You went overseas on your own. It's no surprise that would happen. Can I just say, going overseas to train is a really insane and reckless gamble." She's like, "Right?" And she thinks back to the challenge Isho issued her. And she goes, "So is this the one?" And he's like, "You have to win a competition without making the crowd laugh, huh?" He's like, "And what if you ignore Master Isho's orders and won by making the crowd laugh?" He's like, "Would you be happy with that?" And she thinks, she's like, seems taken aback by this notion. And she thinks back to him, Isho telling her, "When you said I would admit I was wrong, I suppose that was just talk." And he's like, "I get how you feel. You can't be truly fulfilled unless without those nagging doubts. But if you don't go through that, you won't be able to climb up the Isho school." And she's like, "Thanks, Kaichi." It's like, "I know you won't be able to help but tackle this new challenge, so you might as well have fun with it. The taller the wall you climb, the better it feels when you get to the top." He's like, "Oh my god, I sound like I'm quoting Mr. Children lyrics." He's like, everyone will realize how old I am. And he's like, thank you again, Kaichi. He's like, I think they realized already. He's like, oops, as he does like this little stupid face. And you see Akane just like slapping her face. Like, what? Nissan? It's like, that's right. Fretting about whether or not I can do something? That's not me. I'm coming for all of it. It's time to lock in, Akane Arakawa. So yeah, guess quick thoughts on the chapter. So again, I love Isho just giving her this seemingly like insurmountable and apparently like nonsensical challenge of like, oh, try to make people win this competition by telling a story that's all about like, making the audience laugh without getting any laughs for it at all. And I do love that, he's kind of just like egging her on, like antagonizing her with the like, oh, I've lost interest. Though I did find it amusing when he's like, oh, I have no time for frivolous games between like insignificant young pups. Like, I truly do believe that he just does not give a shit about the competition or anything at all. Like, he just wants to challenge her to try to like push her boundaries. So I really do love this rotten old man. I will say I also like that this is I think one of the few times we actually see Akane get actually like frustrated and angry about one of like the challenges and things she has to overcome. I don't think it's a mode we see out of her often because she seems to like effortlessly almost sail through every other challenge she's come across. Like, at least face it with kind of like a positive attitude mentality. So seeing her kind of get frustrated with this seemingly endless barrage of things she has to do kind of was a little bit refreshing to see. But yeah, apart from that, it's good to see Kaichi again, and also feel like, he's apparently getting like his own like movie drama spots and things, especially because he is not like what you would assume like a conventionally attractive person would look like, or one that would get booked for like a lot of roles and things on television screens. So it's good to kind of have him being that stereotype, like, he is being booked and busy with his talent and his things. So I did love that little touch. Apart from that, I did love he gave her the what ifs, like, it's like you could just ignore. I do love that he's the only one that kind of tells her like, you don't have to listen to him if you don't want. Like, he gives her that option of saying like, you don't have to go through with this if you don't feel like going through with it. But he does kind of like insinuate that, that he does have a reason for trying this, and you will kind of kick yourself if you don't try to at least attempt this challenge before kind of just giving up on it. So I do love like the little mentor role he's playing with regards to that. Apart from that, we'll see how this particular challenge goes and how she manages to overcome it. But I don't know. Like I said, a lot of the last few ones, she's been kind of jumping over those hurdles a little bit too easily for me. So we'll see if she's actually managed, if she actually does kind of struggle with acquiring like this new skill that she has to. But yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, solid chapter, but it's all the beginnings are, like I've mentioned before, the beginnings are always, I feel, well done as kind of the endings and the climaxes where it starts to falter a little bit. So we'll see what happens with this one. So with all that said, I hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I mentioned, I will have Shonen Jump stuff out today, and then hopefully I'll be back to read-throughs next weekend once the weather has hopefully cooled down a little bit. So yeah, so until next time, this is Ash. I'll talk to you all later.